You work hard. You're not lazy. You're not irresponsible. Money matters. You've read the advice. Save more. Spend less. Invest. Build wealth. And yet, you're still stuck in the same place financially that you were years ago. Here's what's really happening. Your brain is wired to keep you poor, not because it hates you, but because it's trying to keep you safe. And the patterns it's running right now, the ones that feel normal, the ones that feel like just who you are, they're the exact patterns that guarantee you'll never build wealth. But once you see them, once you understand what's actually happening, you can break them. And that changes everything. Let me show you what this looks like. For a moment, you feel good. A little breathing room, a little relief, and then almost immediately, you start spending. Not on anything crazy, just normal stuff. You order takeout because you're tired. You buy that thing you've been thinking about. You say yes when friends want to go out. You tell yourself you deserve it. You've been working hard. You've been stressed. This is just enjoying life. And it's not like you're buying a yacht. It's just small things, reasonable things, things that make the day a little easier, a little better. But by the time the next paycheck comes, the money is gone, and you're back where you started, maybe even behind, or maybe it's different for you. Maybe you do save, you put money aside, you build up a little cushion, and then something happens. The car breaks down, an unexpected bill, a family emergency, or maybe nothing happens at all. You just see that number in your account, and suddenly it feels like permission. Permission to relax a little, to spend a little, because you have it now, you're not broke. So you dip to it. Just this once, just for this thing, and then the cushion is gone, and you're starting over, again. And here's the part that hurts. You watch other people build wealth. People who don't seem smarter than you, don't work harder than you, but somehow they're buying houses, investing, building businesses, moving forward, and you're stuck, working just as hard, maybe harder, but every month feels the same, paycheck to paycheck, never quite getting ahead, and you start to wonder if there's something wrong with you, if you're just not built for wealth, if this is just your reality. So why does this happen? Why do smart, hardworking people stay stuck financially even when they know better? It starts with how your brain is wired. Your brain has one primary job: keep you alive. And for most of human history, that meant focusing on the immediate. The now. Is there food today? Is there danger right now? Our ancestors didn't need to think about retirement. They needed to think about surviving until tomorrow. So our brains evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over future benefits. This worked for thousands of years. But in the modern world, this same wiring is destroying your financial future. When you have money in your hand right now, your brain lights up. It sees opportunity, safety, the ability to meet a need or want immediately. But when you think about saving that money for a future version of yourself, a version that exists months or years from now, your brain barely reacts, because that future you is abstract, theoretical, not real in the way that right now is real. So every single time you have to choose between spending now and saving for later, your brain is biased toward now. It feels better. It feels more important. It feels more real. But there's something deeper here, something that explains why this pattern is so hard to break. And it's this: you're not just spending money, you're spending away discomfort. Every time you're stressed, your brain looks for relief, and spending provides that. It's a quick hit of control, of pleasure, of distraction. You had a hard day, so you buy something small to make yourself feel better. You're anxious about the future, so you buy something now to feel a sense of abundance. You feel arrived or behind, so you spend to prove to yourself that you're okay, that you can have things too, that you're not struggling even when you are. This is the core of it. Spending is not a financial decision. It's an emotional regulation strategy. You're using money to manage feelings, and your brain has learned that spending equals relief. So every time discomfort arises, stress, anxiety, boredom, sadness, your brain suggests spending, not because you need the thing, but because you need the feeling. And the more you do this, the stronger the pattern becomes, until spending's being a choice and starts being automatic. A reflex. the way your brain has learned to cope. And this doesn't just keep you broke, it keeps you trapped in a cycle that gets harder to escape the longer it runs. Because when you're stuck financially, you're more stressed. And when you're more stressed, you're more likely to spend for emotional relief, which keeps you stuck, which makes you more stressed. The cycle feeds itself. And every month you tell yourself this is the month you'll change. This is the month you'll save. But the same pattern runs, and nothing changes. Here's what this does to your life over time. It steals your options. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't take risks. You can't leave the job that's draining you because you need the money. You can't start the business because you don't have a cushion. You can't move or travel or invest in yourself because there's nothing extra. Your entire life becomes about survival, about making it through this month. And the dreams you had, the life you wanted to build, they get pushed further and further away. Not someday, not soon. Which starts to feel like never. It also steals your peace. There's a constant low-level anxiety that comes with financial instability. You're always a little worried, always calculating, always hoping nothing goes wrong, because if it does, you don't know how you'll handle it. You can't relax. You can't fully enjoy anything because in the back of your mind, there's always the question, can I afford this? Should I be doing this? What if something happens? And that anxiety becomes the background noise of your entire life. And maybe the most painful part, it steals your sense of agency. When you're stuck financially, it's easy to start believing that you're powerless, that the system is rigged, that wealth is for other people, people who started with more, people who got lucky, people who are different from you. And while there's truth to the fact that the system is unequal, that some people have advantages you don't, believing you're powerless becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you believe you can't change your situation, you stop trying, you stop learning, you stop looking for opportunities, and you stay exactly where you are. But here's the shift. Your brain is not your enemy, it's just doing what it was designed to do. Protect you, seek pleasure, avoid pain. The problem is not that your brain is broken. The problem is that the strategies it's using, the ones that worked for survival, don't work for wealth. But you can retrain it. You can teach your brain new patterns. Patterns that serve your future instead of just your present. And it starts with one simple realization. Wealth is not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. You've probably heard people say this before. But let me show you why it matters. You can make a lot of money and still be poor if you spend it all. And you can make less money and build wealth if you keep more than you spend. The gap between what comes in and what goes out is everything. And right now you're breaking against that gap. It's trying to close it, to spend what you have, to reach equilibrium. But wealth is built in the gap, in the space between earning and spending. And the wider that gap, the faster you build. This means that your financial future is not determined by your salary. It's determined by your behavior, by the choices you make every single day. And those choices are driven by your brain's patterns, which means if you want to change your financial reality, you have to change your patterns. You have to interrupt the automatic spending, the emotional regulation through money, the immediate gratification, and you have to replace it with something different. So, what do you actually do? How do you retrain a brain that's been wired for thousands of years to prioritize now? Let me give you 3 steps. Simple. Practical. Starting today. First, automate your future. Your brain is terrible at choosing delayed gratification over immediate reward. So stop asking it to choose. The moment money hits your account, before you see it, before you can spend it, move it. Set up an automatic transfer. 10%, 20%. It goes straight into savings or investment before your brain even registers it as available. This is not about willpower. This is about removing the decision entirely. You can't spend what you don't see. And over time, you adjust. You learn to live on what's left. And your future self gets built automatically. Second, add friction to spending. Right now, spending is easy. Too easy. One click. One tap. Instant gratification. So make it harder. Delete the shopping apps. Unsubscribe from the emails. Leave your credit card at home and only carry cash for the day. Create a rule. If you want to buy something that's not essential, you have to wait 24 hours. Write it down, think about it, and then decide. Most of the time, the urge will pass because it was never about the thing, it was about the feeling. And feelings pass when you don't act on them immediately. Third, redefine what spending means. Right now, your brain sees spending as a reward, as self-care, as proof that you're doing okay. But what if you flip that? What if the reward was not spending? What if keeping money felt better than spending it? Start tracking your gap, the space between what you earn and what you spend. Make it visible. Celebrate it. Every week that you widen the gap, acknowledge it, feel proud of it. Let that become the hit your brain is chasing, not the temporary relief of buying something, but the lasting satisfaction of building something, of watching the number grow, of knowing you're taking care of future you. And here's the thing, this is not about privation. It's not never enjoying your life or never spending money. It's about being intentional. It's about spending on what actually matters to you and not spending on everything else. It's about making sure that your money is working for your goals, not just soothing your emotions. Because when you're intentional, when you're building wealth, you actually have more freedom, not less. You have options. Safety, the ability to say no to things that don't serve, yes to things that do. The truth is, people don't stay poor because they don't make enough money. They stay poor because their brain is running patterns that were never designed for wealth building. Patterns that prioritize today over tomorrow. Comfort over growth. Immediate relief over long-term security. And those patterns feel normal. They feel like it's who you are. But they're not. They're learned, and what's learned can be unlearned. You are not doomed to struggle financially. You're not broken. You're not bad with money. You're human. With a human brain that's doing exactly what it was designed to do. But you're also capable of retraining that brain, of building new patterns, of choosing differently. And every single time you do, every time you automate your savings, every time you add friction to spending, every time you choose your future over your present comfort, you're changing the trajectory. You're building wealth, not overnight, but steadily, consistently, and that adds up faster than you think. The wealthy people you see, the ones who seem to have it figured out, they're not smarter than you. They're not more deserving. They just learn to work with their brain against it. They learn to prioritize the gap, to make saving automatic, to delay gratification, and you can learn that too. So the next time you get paid, before you spend a single dollar, ask yourself this: am I taking care of future me? Am I building the gap? Am I making choices that move me forward or keep me stuck? And then act accordingly. Not perfectly, just intentionally. Because wealth is not built in one big moment, built in 1,000 small choices, and you get to make those choices. Today, every day. If this shifted how you see money in your brain, I'd love for you to subscribe. There's more here. More ways to understand yourself. More tools to build the life you actually want. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what future you needs.